Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day yesterday. For those in the United States and Canada, I think the UK and Australia and all that, theirs is in, I want to say April, but maybe I'm wrong. It might be March. I know theirs is different than ours. Anyways, today I didn't plan anything. I don't know how much we're gonna get done, but it is Monday where we work in the Blue Journal. So we've gotten some things done in it. Oops, wrong page to flip. So we're going to kind of see what we can do here. I have that belly band. I still got to put something in there. Oh, I think what I was thinking is I cut this tag out, which was a freebie from Graphics Fairy. Well, it's a freebie if you have the membership. And I need my hole punch. I knew I needed my hole punch. Now, you're not causing any trouble over here. Do you hear me? You don't cause trouble. She's up on my desk and she's playing with paper. She got her treat, but some reason, I think it's because Jacob was just down here. He just got home from school and he came down to see me. One of the things I find with Graphics Fairy, sometimes their holes are different. Oh, I know, before I started this, I wanted to show something. So we'll come back to this in a second. I wanted to show something. You stop causing trouble. And I'm going to ask you guys a question as well. But unfortunately, it'll take me a second because I didn't prepare myself. No, I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. I have a lot happening again. I'm going home on Wednesday for a funeral again. And well, it's more of a celebration of life. Pastor Bryant, my pastor of since I was 14, and like a second father to me, they only buried him. They didn't have like a full funeral, because of a lot of different situations. So we are having a celebration of life. I don't know why I just did what I did, but I did what I did. And I didn't think I was going to be able to go home for it, guys. Not at all. I thought I had Andre convinced to take me, and I did, and so I was so excited. And then 3 or 4 days later, he changed his mind. So Saturday morning, I had a good cry for an hour, thinking I couldn't go home for it because the train ticket was over $300. Now Gab, which is Jacob's mom, was like, I'll pay for it. I said, Gab, right now I can't promise you anything because I owe my sister for my last train ticket. I got to catch up. So no, I'm not going to go home. I'm not worrying about it. She kept insisting. So I don't like to take money from people. I have, even when I do ask to borrow money, I have a hard time asking. It's very difficult for me. Even right now, like I'm putting some packages together in my store to see if I can sell some things. You know, I'd rather do that than ask somebody to borrow money. Other than sometimes I borrow from my sister, but that's different. It's easier for my sister, and even with my sister, sometimes I don't like to push it. But okay, where did I put it now? I've got so much happening, guys. So much happening. I'm putting some paper packs together. So I've got things, and I've got my wallpapers here, and then I've got some great vintage paper pack book and music going up. I've got this great ephemera pack going up. It's got music papers in it. It's got piano paper in it. It's got vintage envelopes, a vintage cigarette card, postcard. So I have 2 of those that I'm going to be putting up, and I'm going to be doing, once I get everything up, I'm going to put them up in bundles, and then I'm going to have wallpaper. I'm going to have some of my lace papers, and I'm doing this really unique, like line paper bundle together. I'm also, where I will sell it and send it to you, but I'm also going to put some of it on my coffee site that you can buy the digital download. And it wasn't in there what I was looking for. Where did I put it? It can't be far. It can't be far. And And I have this one dyed purple pack. I only have one left. I have to do some dyeing, and I kind of want to move it out and get it out of the way. It's just been sitting here. So like it's going to be $5. It's just to move it out. Because I need, when I get back, I need to organize. Here it is. It was actually, if it would have been a snake. Sorry, you seen my order book. I'm doing this one, except for my cat decided to splash water all over it. I mean it does look, I don't know if I do this, if that'll help take away from it without having to reprint and lose the whole thing, right? But she splashed water. Their cup, drinking cup. So it'll be like a neutral page of different, very neutral colors, and it can be put on any type of journal. So I'm doing one of those. There's going to be bundles of that to go up. But I have to reprint some of them now that my cat drank water. Hey, no. No. And then I'm designing one I started, and then somebody asked me to do a pink one. So I did that last night, but this is a purple one I'm doing. I like all kinds of different digitals, don't get me wrong. I love everything. But I really go to a Ruby and Pearl XO, Twisted Paper, Sam Pool. There's a lot of them out there that do the same type of look, and I love it. I love working with it. My friend Pascal, who we're doing the blue, she does the similar thing as well. So this is one of the pages I designed in the purple. But then I went and found some vintage pages. So in the package will come this. When I put it on a digital download, obviously you won't get it backed, right? But I will put a couple backing types in there. So that will be in there. This is one I created. This is another one I created. So this is going to be a purple one I did. I love how this one turned out. And I'm going to do a journal with these packages I did as well. Now, if I send them to you, you want me to mail them to you because some people don't have a printer, I'll give you, like a lot of the times I just put a dyed paper on the back. But some of them, like I forgot to dye this, I forgot to print the backing on it before I trimmed it. And then it'll throw the whole thing off. So I have to work on that. So some of it I can either put this light mauve on the back if I'm printing it for you. Sorry, that's other ones I created. Purple is my favorite color. Purple, then pink, then green. I'm going to try to be eventually do green and blue, and I'll probably do all kinds of, I'm really got into, now I don't have a proper program. So, you know, again, see, I'll have the purple with the lace choice as well. So those are, and I got a few more designs. I have to do that. And then you'll have the choice of a couple backings. Then I'm going to have this purple, it's a purple, just purple paper. It'll be one of those light purples, and then this, and I have to add more to this still, guys. That one's a work in progress. I started with this and then got distracted making that. Then someone contacted me to do something. So I have a few more I want to make for this. And then that hopefully will go up tomorrow for sale in the store or on my coffee for digital download. Hopefully. I already have some paper packets for digital download. With coffee, it's going to be tricky because I don't know how to do it. But if you, in my store, if you buy them to be printed, it will buy, if you buy two, you get the third one at half price. On coffee, I don't know how to do that. So what I would do, if you buy two, I would work it out where you can contact me and send me a message and then choose your third one, and I would take off the price for it, let you choose a price and let you put the price in, and then I would change it, something like that. I don't know what else to do, or I would, that's in the coffee, but in the coffee, it is much cheaper. So that's why I'm actually, sorry guys, I'm not doing the promotion in the coffee, only because my digitals are cheap in my coffee. And so, and you get to download them over and over again. Whereas the other one, it's different. So I have to do it that way, guys. My apologies. So this is the pink one that somebody asked me about. She was originally looking for this to give as a gift. Now she wants it for herself. So I have a couple of like digital ones like this, and then of course I put something like this in it just to, you know, break it up. And then there's 3 wallpapers, and again, if you're ordering it from me and I'm printing it, I would print that front and back for you on the, like this. See, this is the front and the back of it for the wallpaper. For these, I would try to match as close as I can to the color of the back of them. Okay, so that's the wallpapers. This will be one of the choices of backing on the other pages, that one and that one. So you can choose between those what you want. And I can do one other one. I don't know if you've seen the purple with a lace here and a lace here. I will have that. So there'll be 3 options to choose for your backing. And then here are the more collaged ones I did. I created them. So there's that one, this one, this one, This one is complete now, except for one thing, and I'm going to tell you about it. This one I did. This one. This one would be great too, because you could cut and turn this into a journal card and then put a flower or a person or lace on it. The same with the other pieces. And I think with this one, I'm going to add one more really collage page. I'm more than positive. Then I have this one. Again, you can fold it in half and put it in your journal, or you could cut, you know, this out or this out and turn it into a journal card if you wanted to. This one could come into a tag. It's all up, you know, it's up to you. Or you print the wallpapers and you make tags. And then this one here, I did it where you could cut it and turn it into a tag, because you can't really, it's sideways, right? So you can't do that. But if you were making like a longer journal, you could do that. But I made it more so that you could use the images to make some tags or journal cards or do what you want with them, or take it out. This might make a nice little square pocket type thing. For instance, like her, right? I have one like that where, oh, wrong way. Helps if I go the right way. Where I just took, wherever she is, I just took the image and made her into a pocket, right? So you can even do that with that as well. So they could become pockets as well. So just to show all that. Okay, these go back up here. Sorry, guys. And then I did this one as well. Right now there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pages. So that will be available, and like the digital download will only be $5, where to sell this it would be $10. Okay, because I have to weigh into the cost of the printing and the ink of it and the mail, and that doesn't include the mailing of it. Okay, for 17 pages, so that's that. And then I'll have the purple. The purple will be like similar, the same thing. It'll be $5 for digital download, $10 for, The thing is, it doesn't include tags in that. And then I'm going to do something separate. I am new at digitals. I haven't spent the money on, I'm going to wait till September to do it, and buy a yearly thing for a program. I want to read up on it. I want to learn some stuff first before I download it and start paying, and I don't know how to work it, and it takes me a month, 2 months to learn how to work it on its own. So these are tags I created, or journal cards, depending on the size you want. And they're blank. Now, they are square. And the reason I leave them square for 2 reasons. One, I don't have the program. It costs money to turn them into tags. But this is me personally. I don't always like the same shaped tag. I don't even know what you call this type of tag. But I don't always like that same shape. Sometimes I like to just corner round it. Sometimes I like to leave mine square. Sometimes I'll just take like a tip of it off, or I might want to round it. I like different ways of doing it, and I do that with my tags. I have different shaped tags. I don't think I have any in here. For instance, just because if I decide to do this different. So for instance, sometimes I just want my corner rounder might not cut that because it's a very thick cardboard. Yeah, now I jammed it. Hopefully it pops back out. It's hopefully I didn't break this, because this is creative memories. I haven't been able to find these anymore. Okay, please don't. I think I might have just broken that. I'll have to play with it. Oh, there. I just have to bang it. Right? So sometimes I just like a nice smooth corner. So that's why I leave mine square, on top of the fact that I can't make the tag shape. Okay, guys? And I'm going to do some more tags. And I'm going to do a few pictures that will be an add-on. I don't know what the price will be of that. That will be sold separately from the pages. So, and I might do a small fussy cut that you can get if you purchase both that and the tags. I might send you the fussy cuts for free. That's what I'm working on, the pricing of it all. So the bundle sale is coming up. It will be, I will start it, and some of it I can print right away. Then I got to go home for a few days and then be back and send the rest out. All right, guys. So let's work on this. Here's the problem I find with Graphic Fairy. Sometimes their holes are much bigger than what I want them to be, and I can't get that all that white. That does where sometimes if reinforcements come in handy. I bought 2 different type this time. I bought my clear white ones, and I bought these ones. Right? These I like buying because I can change the color to them if I get the right side of them. Right? I can just take my ink pad, my inker, and I can change the color I want. So if I wanted them pink, I could do them pink. But I also then bought these ones, and I've seen the girls use them sometimes. So, and I gotta rip it open. There we go. And they have the golds and different things like that. I'm just trying to see which one. I think this one matches best. So sometimes when that happens with the Graphic Fairy, I can come in and maybe do, I'm still seeing some white. It's going to be hard to get rid of it all, but I can do that. I should have covered it, but I can do that. Okay, now I'm peeling this back off, guys, only because I forgot to cover the back of it. At first I didn't think I had to, but I'll have to do some because the tip will stick out. We'll come back for that in a sec. We'll finish up. Okay, and I'm going to use it. I'm trying something different, guys. I'm sure people have done it, but I haven't done it. It's the first time for me. Now, of course, I'm not going to have any blank paper because that would make my day too easy. I'm trying to get a lot done in the next 2 days. I'm upstairs doing laundry. Excuse me as I yawn. It wouldn't be a video of Christina's if I didn't yawn in it, guys. That's just the way it is with me. And I don't need a lot because most of this, it's going to be a pocket. And I'm sticking this out just as a tab. So I don't need that whole thing covered. So that, it doesn't matter if I just got this small piece. Because I only need, the back of it. And I could put, instead of a plain, let's take a scrap. What do I have in a small scrap here? And I don't have to be plain. Is this big enough? Might not be big enough. It would be. And what? Okay, so we're going to use this. I'm just going to ink this up. Ink this up. Glue this up. My voice is starting to come back, guys. I have this really, really dry cough that just will not disappear. I'm telling you guys, it just won't go away. Jacob is the same thing. His won't go away. It's just, I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night, and I think I need to get Andre to get the heat down or something. I think my room might be too dry. I need to buy a humidifier for next winter. I think that's part of the problem. The heater is right by where my head of my bed is. So I think it gets too dry also that way. Because I wake up with a lot of bleeding noses and I never used to. So I think it's just dryness as well. So, and I don't feel sick at all. That's the funny thing about it, is I don't feel sick. So why? I don't know. What I'm going to do, just because that way if any of the white shows, I've already colored it up a bit. Take away from some of it. Now we'll go back in this, and we'll probably have to put some glue on it now because I took it off. Normally the reinforcements stick so well, I don't have to put glue on them. And I'm trying to do up a second video so I can post next Monday. I come home on Wednesday because of it being a long weekend. Oh, I was telling you guys. Oh my goodness, my brain. So anyways, let me go back. Let me go back, guys. So I had my little cry, and, you know, Gab kept insisting, and I finally gave in. And so I went online, and then I remembered when I came home from the last set of funerals, my train from Guelph to Toronto was an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half late. So they announced we get 50% off. So I phoned, and that you have to phone to book your ticket, then you can't book it online. So I phoned them. And so at first I didn't like the guy I got at first. Because he said, oh no, that doesn't work because you still made your connector in Toronto. I said, yeah, but that had nothing to do with it because there were people that are just going to Toronto and they're getting da-da-da-da-da-da. They announced, you know, it's like, this isn't a negotiation. And then he said, just a second, I'll have to talk with my manager. And Gab was with me, and I said, I wasn't negotiating. I was telling him what was announced about the ticket. And, you know, so I got a little at first, and lucky he took a few minutes. And when he came back on, he said, well, I told my manager, and yes, he said, I understand what you're saying, but the policy is you made your connector. I said, well, what about all those people that were just going to Toronto? They got the discount. And I said, I wasn't negotiating. I was telling you what was said. And he goes, okay, yeah, all right, I understand. You know, because I wanted him to know I wasn't negotiating. I'm telling you what was announced. But anyways, he said, I talked to my manager, and he said normally it would only be $3 discount because you only get some off of and the ticket from Toronto to Guelph is cheap. It's $25. It's the longer part of my ride that's expensive. And so then he said, but my manager said, we'll give you $10. I said, okay, great. $10 is better than, nothing. And I, thanked him and everything. And then he took all my information and my date, and he found me. I prefer forward facing seats, and I prefer a window seat because my worst knee is closer to the window seat, and I can rest it up against the wall. And I usually bring a pillow to rest it on. And so he found me all great seats and was really a lovely guy after all of it. And then he took in my information and he asked me if I have CAA, and I said, no, I don't. And then I said, I still have some VIP points, but I only have like 3,000, so I don't think it will help me in any ways. He goes, let me see. Never hurts to try and see what we can do with that. And so off he went. Can you hold? And I said, sure, I can hold. Not a problem. And he came back and he was like, you're never going to believe this. He said, I can get you a free ticket. It's free. I said, what do you mean it's free? He said, you have enough points because we have a promotion that's ending today with anybody using their points. You didn't have to use as many points. And so he worked it out. I only had to pay for the taxes, which was $35 and change. So my $300 ticket, guys, became $35.58. I cannot tell you how excited I was about that. I cried on the phone with him. I did. I'm a very sensitive person, and I was already emotional thinking I couldn't go home. And now this, and how was I going to pay back? And okay, I'll pay her back here, and I was already trying to figure all that out. Once I get this, this paid, and I was going through all that, and it was relief and thankfulness together. It just was perfect. It really was just perfect. And I'm crying, and I said, I apologize to Guy. I said, I live on a very tight budget. I live on disability. And I'd already been home and already extended my ticket to where my ticket was over $400 when I was home the last time. I really wanted to go home from this celebration of life, but, and a friend was going to lend me the money just so I could. I don't know why I was telling the whole bloody story, but I did because I was just a mess on the phone. And here I am crying, telling him. He's like, stop, or you're going to have me crying in a moment. And, I'm a big believer in God providing. And I really wanted to be home for my church family and pastor family. They're like, his kids are like my brothers and sisters. That's how we were raised. Even when I went to the hospital, Mrs. B leaned over and said, our Chrissy's here, and so I'm going to cry again, guys. I'm sorry. I just really wanted to be home for the celebration of life. God provided more than I could ever imagine. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. It's just at me. And when I left, I had talked to my aunt before when I came home from the last funeral, and I said, I know, Cheryl, I can't come home in May. I just can't afford it, and I just have to accept that. And then Holly was asking me different things. My friend Holly, she used to live up with us in Canada, and she married and moved to Alabama, Montgomery. And she even looked to see if they could, they're driving all the way up here, if they could swing by, pick me up, and then go. But it adds 12 hours each way for them, and they have to do a quick changeover. Her son's graduating. Her daughter has to be back to work. It just was too much for her. And so I'm trying to decide if I want that way. I want that in there. I like this as the pocket, and I am going to end up, if I can ever stop, and she was, because she really wanted me there too, and I really wanted to, I felt like she was really needing me there. I just got that thing that she just really wanted me there with her and the family. And so that made it more of, oh, I guess I need to go home. So I'm going to do that because I think it looks cute. It'll be just hanging there. And, so it's like a tab. That's how I'm going to treat that. It's just the tag, and I turned it into the pocket and with the tab. Now we can decorate that more if we want. We could add a bird in there. We could even just put it like this. So we can play around with that more as well. And the poor guy on that phone, he must have thought I was crazy. I'm telling the whole bloody story to him and crying. And I know there are people that are going to watch this. I understand if you don't believe. And I respect your opinion. I am a big believer that God provides, and He provided. I am truly blessed and truly thankful. Truly, truly. Here we go again, guys. I think I want this in that pocket. Oh, there we go. I just gotta... Oh, didn't work this time. Okay, now it doesn't want to pop out. We'll let it sit for a second. I thought, okay. And so I'm going home for this celebration of life of my dear pastor. He was the type of pastor that money was not, he was not in for the money. I mean, he made very little money. We never were a very big church, but we were a blessed church. And we helped a lot of kids in the project area, what we call public housing here. And there were times he went in there, dressed the kids, got them to brush their teeth, brush their hair, and out the door. And a lot of times our church started late because there were 3 or 4 homes he did that to, but he made sure those kids were in church every Sunday. And then we would have Sunday school, and then we'd do morning worship. We do our hymns and our prayers and our, any specials. And when the preaching started, the kids went downstairs for junior church. So me and the pastor's wife and Holly sometimes, we were the main teachers. Well, just before we would teach them a lesson at junior church, we fed them all because many of them came without breakfast and that. So we would feed them, and then we would feed them both physically and spiritually. And it was a big part of the ministry there. And Mr. Bryant never once complained about having to go in and get those kids. He loved those kids. Everyone, even me and my sister. I mean, the love that he shared on us, and it's unbelievable. Very thankful for them, for God placing him in our life. And it was a church I went to till I was married, and I still consider it my church. I'm not a member there because I don't live there. I'm just seeing how I want to decorate this now. I'll put a little pocket on it too. I don't want a little bit bigger pockets. Maybe her. Maybe her. it's such a, what I sometimes do, I sometimes hide when the picture is really pretty. So I try to see where I'm not going to lose much of the picture when I put the tag in. And I'm looking forward to the celebration of life. There will be tears, there will be laughter, there will be singing. Even when Holly called me and I went to the bedside with them and we spent all night, we knew it was his time, and we didn't know when. When they took him off the last little bit of support he was getting to stay alive, we must have sang for an hour, maybe 2 hours quietly, because it was 2 in the morning, and we sang some of his favorite hymnals. We talked about we used to go to youth rallies at churches in the area, and we would sing. There was one song, I Am a Promise, and all kinds of stuff. So we just reminisced, and that'll be what a lot of that will be too. Just trying to think how I think I want to do a bit of a cluster behind it. I think I need some blue lace. I don't think I have blue mesh, do I? Oh, I do have. I didn't think I had this, but I do have blue. Literally the day I met them was the day that we buried my father. My mom kind of met them beforehand, and my aunt already knew them because my grandmother passed away 2 months before my father. My mom's mom, she lost her mother and her husband 2 months apart. My grandmother was the only grandparent I ever knew. My other 3 grandparents had already passed, either before I was born or by the time I was 2. So I didn't know them. And so she was the only grandmother I knew. But the Bryants had come to Guelph as a mission. My uncle David, which would be my mom's stepbrother, because my grandmother married David's father, my Pastor David's father. So that's how, I think I just cut that too small. Silly me. I did. Because that's how silly I am. Because I didn't think about that when I first started trimming it. And my grandmother and Jake, I called him Jake. I didn't call him Grandpa. There's a whole situation there in itself. But David was already a pastor. Pastor David was already a pastor in Mississauga. And the Bryant said, do you know of an area in that God is calling us? And he said, yes, we have a group of people in Guelph that are driving to Mississauga for church. I turned around to grab something, guys, and I can't remember. I know, tea bags. A tea bag. I started using I let them dry, and then I take the tea out of them, and they're great. And so of course David, Pastor David, already knew my grandmother and of course his dad, and so and then I want blue lace. Now I have to see, I don't have a lot of blue lace, if you can imagine. I don't have a lot of blue lace. Blue is not a color I do most often, but when I seen this beautiful kit of pastels, I just had to. So they were, when my grandmother was dying of cancer, they, of course, they had just moved here to Guelph. So they had met my mom and aunt, and then they came to my dad's funeral. I don't remember them being there, but I don't remember a lot about those days. And I don't know why they phoned. We were at one of my aunts, and my Aunt Cheryl said to Sandra, my mom, Sandra, David Smith's church is having a big Christmas dinner because my father passed away just before Christmas. And we've been invited. I think it needs to be shorter, is what I think. It needs to be a bit shorter. And maybe not as... Will I waste that? No, that'll go into another. We'll clump that together. That is no fear there. Maybe I'm putting it too straight too. Maybe I need to... And you all know what I like to do. If I have a little piece of cardstock here, sometimes I do sit in here in my scraps. Yes, I do. And my mom said, you know what? It's better than going back to the house, right? So we traveled. So the Bryants picked us up in the church van, and we all traveled to the Mississauga for the dinner. And that's how I became involved in the church. Then they started inviting us to youth group. We didn't go to church at first. They, start out slow, kind of. And there we go. Hope that looks okay. Now, I don't like that blue as much like that. Maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah, I'll do it like that. So we started going to youth group on Friday nights, and then we would go to the youth rallies at the other churches once a month, and then we went to church camp, and then I was saved at church camp, and then I started, we started going to church more regular, and that's how I started to become involved in church. And I spent most of my weekends living at their house. I really did, and especially when I was 16, 17, 18. My mom always knew where I was. That was what she always said. She didn't have to worry about me at bars or parties. I was with the Bryants. There we go. I kind of like that. I might add a little bit more to it. I need the glue again. We're not getting very far, are we, guys? Well, we created the pocket. We're creating the tag. So, no. It is what it is. I don't normally do this, but I'm starting to think I might need to get a brush just for glue. This white glue. I've seen someone else do this and just spread it so that it's on the tips. And I kind of like the idea. And I lived at their house most weekends. I had a drawer that I kept a pair of pajamas in and a couple, a little bit of change of clothes. And sometimes even during the week, I'd end up there. So it was my home away from home. I wish I would have put that down a little bit lower. Can I still move it? Can I still move it a little bit? I can. Because I kind of like that on there. For a difference for a tag. The problem with these sometimes is you get a little bit of that, right? So sometimes I just go in. I need some ink on it to really do anything. Instead of being starch white. I don't like how that little tip looks on that over here. That's the best I can do. That way, at least, yeah, use that. Oh, I need to get some more ink in this because it's not inking well. Okay, I can use glue stick for this. And if I wanted to, I could. I'm trying to see if I can't fold it a bit like that. Give it a little bit of a, yeah, I think I do that. There. Probably shouldn't have put that so far down, but that's okay. It's still good. It's still good. There we go. And I don't think I brought any blue gems. Now I'm kind of not liking the fact that she keeps going crooked. And I don't really want her crooked. But I guess she's fine. It's just me being, you know. I don't know if I want to put maybe some white pearls. Because I've got so much blue happening. But then the white might not show. You know what? I'm going to leave it just the way it is. Nothing says it has to be over there. I'm leaving that like that. And there's a tag for that pocket. There we go. So we used the tag. There we go. And that's paper clipped in. Now we have this pocket. Right, we have this still to finish that I hinged in. It's a little writing spot. We're going to put a pocket in here. I don't know what type of pocket yet. See, that's takes away from it, but I kind of like that there. Or do I make a smaller one? Did I hinge the... What is going on? Oh, sorry. It's supposed to go that way? Yeah. Okay. Or do I make a smaller one like that? But it doesn't look bad like that. Like that, maybe. Yeah. We're going to put that pocket. See, we already had some pockets made. These are nice, easy pockets to do. It's just a matter of taking a book page, for those that maybe never saw, and just folding the book page over. And that's how I made the pocket. That's it. That's all. Okay, so let's, in this case, because it's a nice size pocket, I am just going to use glue stick. Oh, you're not going to believe this, but Gab found these at a pharmacy over by where she works. My pharmacy here by my place, they're $4.49. She got them for $2.29. She has some of them at her house that she'll bring to me later. She had picked me up 6, and then we went by that pharmacy on Friday night because we went and picked her up at work, and I ran in and picked up another 6. And I told her next week, if she goes back to that pharmacy and they have more, grab me another 6. I'll buy up all of them if I can. I just have to, you know, I don't like that that's not got glue in there. So let's see if I can't put a little glue there. 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 And I did it where if I decided I wanted a double pocket, it left that choice. I could have glued that right down, but now I have 2 pockets to put there, because I like a lot of space. I do. Let's see what it, oh, my glasses so I can see the time. What time are we working on? You know, it's funny, I'm talking about Holly and she just messaged me as I stood up. We're already at 48. That was because I showed you those papers and that, and I apologize. Because now we didn't get to see these scraps. I never, ever throw them away. Even the tea bag scrap. I'm going to just layer these all together. And I'm going to throw in a snip of this blue, I think. I think the blue is too small. Do I have a dark blue here that we can just throw it on real quick? Just and staple it so that it's stapled and the scraps are gone. Sometimes I do that just to get rid of, I'm still going to have more, but I might get some more lace in a few minutes. I lost the pin. There it is. I think it's Jacob's. That's having a little bit of problem with him right now. Trying to. I got so much stuff on top of my cream lace. I think I want to throw a little bit more lace on it. There we go. Where did I put that? Oh, I cut that too big. So now we have another piece that we got to make into a... Here I was trying to clean it up. Oh well. There's a cluster ready for the next time we need one. This would be a good tab cluster. So I can put it up here even for a tab cluster. The tab if I wanted to. So. Okay. And I don't think... I'm going to look in the basket since we don't have any time to start something from the scratch. See what I have that that's too big. And I know this one's too big. I can't, this one I love how it turned out. I really do. This is too small. I either have too small or too big, guys. Oh, that's another pocket. Well, maybe it's just a time to put pockets in. Maybe we'll find a place for this pocket. And then we'll have to the next time fill these pockets in. We have that flip. We got to finish that. We've got to turn this into a... Let's see where we can put this pocket. I was going to leave this because you can write, and I'm going to collage here. I don't want to cover that. Oh, it's a little long, but that's easy fix. We can just trim it up. Oh, it's supposed to go this way, but it can go that way. Perfect. I like it there. Boo boo, stop looking in the box, baby. And with this one, I'm going to do a top pocket on it. So we'll have the slide pocket here, and then we can put a tag in here. But the only thing I'm going to do before I do that, I kind of want to ink this up a bit. I got to open the ink. Next time I can't talk. I can't do anything else before the video, so we can get some work done on this journal. I really need to get some work done on this journal. I was trying to decide how close I want to go at here, but I don't think I do. I think I'm going to leave it like that. But I want to kind of... I know what I'll do. I don't want all that white showing, guys. I don't know why. I just don't want all that white. I do have... No, it's too short. Don't have any longer scraps. Nope, we'll just use a piece of washi tape. It works really well. I think I'll use this. I think I'll use this one. No, I keep changing my mind, guys. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. And what I do, because washi tape is not a good permanent thing, so I always glue mine. Oop. I gotta see what I can bring on Saturday too. I'll maybe see if I can bring a macaroni salad, because we're gonna have of course, food afterwards. And I check, I think it might be Pastor Tuck and Pam Tuck that are organizing it. they're good friends of mine too. I mean, their daughter, she's married now with 4 kids or 5 kids, and oldest daughter is older than she was when she was in my wedding party. She was my little flower girl. She was a cutie pie. Okay, so now we're gonna glue. I don't know why I didn't, it's so white, I think is why it's going this way, so I don't want to put glue on there. Yes, I'm using a glue stick instead of white glue, guys, because it's big enough. I don't have to worry. Sometimes when you use a smaller pocket with a glue stick, you have to worry about how much. There we go. And I just seen, did I see, or is it just the way the corner is? I thought that was sticking up a bit, but it's not. So we just put that pocket down. But I might have to do white glue because of that washi tape. Just hold it there for a second. I want to thank you today, guys, and sorry about my emotional outburst, but it was definitely a blessing. I don't have any long ones, do I? I'm going to have to take this. I might have to go back and put white glue, and that's not even really holding that. I might have to use white glue. I know, but I don't have 2 of these here. Sometimes just come in with a clip. See if that'll help. So there we go. They got that pocket. So I have that I already made for it. I cover the back with something. And then we have another pocket. We have to make something else for that pocket. I think this is too big. Or maybe not. Maybe not. She might go there. She might go there. There's a pearl stuck to that. She might end up in there. That's perfect. There we go. There we go, guys. We got some more added to it. We got this pocket done. We got a tag done. We got this pocket, and it's came with tags, so we got there. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and listening to me babble and lose myself there for a few minutes. There we go. I'm not sure if I like it sticking up this way, because I think I want it where the bow is showing this way. So it might not go there. That's okay. At least I know I can measure this and know this is the size I want for there. That's the good thing. So there we go. And then we gotta do something with this. We might come in and cover it. Who knows? We'll figure that out. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know yet what I'm going to do for a video tomorrow. I have to figure that out. So there we go. We got a couple more things added to that blue journal. We've got a lot to go, guys. Woof. So, but it's going to be, well, it looks thick now because we've got that there, right? I'm not going to close it because I don't want to bend it up. And you have a wonderful evening. And once again, guys, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please like and comment. It really does help me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe. I'm just one of those people. I just talk. I ramble more than anything. And I craft. And I try to show you some of my ideas and things I've learned from other crafters and how I adapt it to my style. So once again, thank you and have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Bye for now.